let my heart speak. My friends keep
What's up,
telling me
everybody?
to
Welcome to
leave
the
it.
More Life Podcast.
So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another video. My name is Jake Wan. If you are new to the channel, subscribe down below. I'm also gonna teach you how to ask a question for my podcast, which I've been loving doing, so stick around to the end of the video to see that. But today, I'm taking you through my morning routine now that I'm here in Hollywood, and also, I'm gonna talk a little bit about counting calories today. We're gonna start a little series on that. So stay tuned, let's get to it. First things first, always meditation. So the meditation I'm gonna be doing is called Zazen. It's actually something I just learned and I've been really liking it. What I do is focus on a point. I'm just gonna be choosing this palm tree right in front of me, but what you do is you focus on that point. When you breathe in, you focus on the direct point, and when you breathe out, you go into your peripheral vision and you kind of expand your awareness throughout your peripheral vision. So it's focusing on you, be centered with yourself, to have boundaries, and then focusing on the world around you to realize that you have to focus on yourself first, and then you have to focus on others around you after that. That was such a dope meditation because as I was doing it, the sun was also rising. Next thing I'll go into is a little bit of journaling. Always writing down 3 things that I'm grateful for, then going through some affirmations. So things like I'm healthy, I am wealthy, I am creating the reality that I want. And then I will read through these and just have the feelings that these things are coming into my life. It's now time to get in some movement. Today is an off day for me. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm out training with Lou, but today we're on our own. So today is a little bit different. I'm gonna do a little bit of yoga mobility, and then I'm gonna go for a walk.
Steady calling my phone. I done told you before that it's over, leave me alone. No, it's hurting you to see me gone. Dark clouds, you gon' see me storm. I won't go back, but trust me, you gon' hold that, hold that.
Get you up my mind, I can get you up my mind, I can get
I almost forgot. Always make sure, have a nice big glass of water in the morning. I put pink Himalayan sea salt in mine to give myself some electrolytes after sleeping. It's now time for the morning walk. I'll go for about a half an hour. I think I'm gonna go pick up some coffee. But the reason I'm doing this is because I'm trying to lean myself down. So in the mornings, when I'm fasted, I wanna burn through any of the body fat that I have. Talking with Lou, I have some intermuscular fat, which just means that inside my muscles, there's some fat components in there. So I'm trying to just rid myself of that. I'm about 190 pounds right now, trying to go down to 175. So today I'm going for a walk. I'll probably go for a walk this afternoon too. And some days I even might do some hills. I did that the other day, so I'll show you some of that.
I just looked at my wrist, I got time today. Fuck it, I'm crossing the line today. The hate be so real, the love be fake. Be bumping they gums and bumping my tape. Don't go against me, they ask for my help. Go get out your feelings and get it yourself. Might got the same shoes, but you ain't gon' step. That shit that you just put out, you could've kept. Yeah.
When I go for these walks, I like to listen to a podcast because in the morning I do like to read sometimes, but I like to get up and I like to move. Today I'm listening to Sean Stevenson. He has the Model Health Show. I listen to that like all the time. It's where I've learned a whole lot about health and wellness. Go check him out. All right, so I just got back from my walk. Now what I'm going to do is a little bit of hot-cold therapy. So going from cold to the hot tub, gonna go back and forth a couple times. What it is xenohormesis, getting the natural antioxidants in my body to go and do their thing. All right, let's get it. Now time for the hot tub. Now it's time to podcast. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the More Life Podcast. This is your host, Jake Wan. We have another episode of Ask Jake today, where you're able to ask me questions for the podcast about your health, your nutrition, your fitness, and I answer them for you on here. So let's get into it today. All right, guys, so now that we just did some xenohormesis, went for a walk, just recorded a podcast, now it's time to talk about a serious subject. This is going to be part one of this. It's going to be counting calories. So this is something that I've been talking about a lot because it's something so big in the health and wellness industry that if you want to be healthy, you have to count calories and you have to be in a caloric deficit in order to lose weight. And that's what we have to focus on. So let's talk about calories. What are calories? A calorie is what is required to heat 1 gram of water up 1 degree. So that's what a calorie is. Kind of weird, right? That we think about all these foods and the amount of calories they have. It's just the amount of energy that is required to heat 1 gram of water up 1 degree Celsius. That's all it is. And we've come to think that all foods are just about calories, when that is wrong. There is so much more to food than just calories, and we need to start thinking about food in this way. Foods have nutrients, minerals, all these types of things. So let's talk about it a little bit more. The way that we think about food is fats, proteins, and carbs. So 1 gram of protein yields 4 calories. 1 gram of carbohydrates yields 4 calories, and 1 gram of fat yields 9 calories. So this is the way that we think about food. And when you look at food on a food label, so what they're gonna do is they're gonna put the food in a bomb calorimeter. And they see how much, they put it in water in a bomb calorimeter, and they heat the food up. And the amount of degrees that it raises, then that's what causes, okay, this amount of calories of protein, fats, carbs. And then what they do is, so say, 1 gram raises 1 degree. So, and that 1 gram of carbs is raised 1 degree, okay? And then they're gonna multiply that by 4, and they're gonna say this food, so like 1 gram equals 4 calories. And that's what they're gonna put on the food label. But what we don't think about is the different types of carbs that there are, the different types of proteins that there are, the different types of fats that they are. So 2 foods could both have 4 calories of fat, or let's say 40 calories of fat, okay? But that food could be a processed food. So that food that has 40 calories, let's say we have Oreos and olive oil. So that I have about, let's say about a half tablespoon of olive oil and a couple Oreos. These Oreos could have the same amount of fat on their label as this olive oil. But what do you think is going to be better for you? So when we count calories, we don't equate for the types of how they react in our bodies. Okay? So you could be counting calories. Your personal trainer, your nutritionist could say, we have to start counting calories and put you in a caloric deficit in order to lose weight. Okay, so then you're just gonna be programmed to think about food as calories, when we need to think about food about what they actually consist of. So what is the food that you're eating consisting of? Is it Oreos with trans fats, hydrogenated fats, which are literally linked to disease and cancer? They're made in labs, and they are the most unhealthy thing for you. But that food could say it has the same amount of fat as this olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, which is great for your cell membranes and your cellular processes. But they have the same amount of fat. Counting calories programs us to just think about food as calories, and we don't think about the food, about the nutrients they have, the way they are absorbed in our body. I want you to think about this study. So there were 2 groups. It's a meta-analysis coming to you from UCLA. So they did a study with a bunch of participants, and they had them go into a caloric deficit for 2 years. Okay, so they were losing weight over this 2-year period. And they tracked them throughout that process. And then they tracked a group which didn't go into a caloric deficit. So you had one group that went into a caloric deficit to go to lose weight, and then you have one group that didn't, that just focused on food and the type of food they were eating. That calorie restricted group over a 2-year period, more than half of them gained the weight back. The group that didn't count calories had more of a percentage of people that kept the weight off, because they focused on food and the other group focused on calories. Because they were programmed to think about calories. A high percentage of people that go on calorie restricted diets gain the weight back because they don't learn about the food. They're just programmed to think about the calories, which then they lose interest in counting calories for every single thing. They don't think about the types of food that they're eating, and you gain that weight back. So this is part 1 of this. I want you to start thinking about counting calories and instead focus on the types of food that you're eating. So start to incorporate whole foods into your diet, good quality protein sources, grass-fed beefs, grass-fed lamb or bison, things like this, and pasture-raised eggs, pasture-raised chicken, healthy fats, avocados, animal fats, quality sources of animal fats, extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil. Incorporate these things into your diet, because those healthy fats are going to allow you to absorb more nutrients. Okay, so more whole foods in your diet. Then in part 2, we'll start to talk about how we start to think about food and the quality of food that we're eating rather than just calories. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. That was part 1 of the Counting Calories series and how we're going to get away from it. Make sure that you also go and check out my podcast. I'll link it down in the description, where you can ask your own question to be featured on the podcast. And then we also get on a completely free coaching call to talk about all your health and fitness goals for 2021. I can't wait to talk to you. Link down in the description. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you in the next episode. Peace.
I just looked at my wrist, I got time today. Fuck it, I'm crossing the line today. The hate be so real, the love be fake. Be bumping they gums and bumping my tape. Don't go against me, then ask for my help. Go get out your feelings and get it yourself. Might got the same shoes, but you ain't